Well, when it comes to the Gale Aerys, this was one of those weapons that everybody said, man, this thing is complete garbage. Everybody started switching away from it, but luckily for us, a couple of players out there started going and finding ways around this to really kind of build on it and make this actually really strong. If you saw MKM, they did win the martial arts tournament with this Gale Aerys, and even Rain switched over recently too to do some testing and prove that it actually is pretty good. But the big question is, how are they doing this? What are they using to get it? And is this something you should be trying to build yourself? As a Whisper user myself and a big fan of it, I'm actually thinking, do we go and use a swap talisman again to go and pop this thing back on? And really, there's not a lot of difference on how we were playing the Whisper to how we're playing the Gale Aerys here. We're still focused on getting those rage loops. We want to make sure we're giving good rage damage on it. The fact that this is a crit weapon, we could really go and build on that too. And of course, the daggers and even the combo rate is another one. But as far as the gear on this, clearly they're running the Gale Aerys, but they're also using the Reinhardts for the armor. And then for the rings, it looks like they're mostly using the Dragon Ball one and even the Judgment one. For the S gear though, I see a lot of people going either double Bloody Grails, keeping one Bloody and one Judgment, or even going a Bloody and Icy Bubble when it comes to the PvP. When it comes to the mount though, they're still using Diego, getting that combo +1, and really having it at 5 stars is the ideal situation, and the fact that you can get up to 40% combo rate. And this really helps free up some of those brand slots in there, which we'll talk about in a little bit. It sounds like for the deploy, they're using Laputa, Sphinx, and Toffee. I know a lot of people are going, what about Catastrophe? Supposedly at +10, the Laputa's outperforming that. That's what I'm reading, so that's what I'm seeing that they're going for. When it comes to the artifact, there's a couple of different scenarios, but ideally, Flying Knife with the Gargarian is the way to go. Yes, Gargarian, I said it at high stars, this thing is actually pushing out some pretty big numbers. Of course, with the right selection of skills on it, but just know that that's there. If you are one where you do decide to go and use the Ninja Turtles, supposedly Raphael can put up some decent numbers with the Twin Blade, and even going in with Leo there is another one that you could go and use the Flying Knife. Now there is always the other option out there if you're worried about some AoE damage of using the Xingtian, which will require you to use the Sharp Rogue if you have that at Mythic, and I'm not really too certain if anybody's even putting on the Skyflame ring and the fact that there's these SS rings out there, but that's always an option too. I really don't see a lot of people talking about that, so that might just be something that's no longer a use. And for the deploy, they're using the Flying Knife, the Twin Blade, and the Demonic Eye. Just keep in mind with all these things, they're all maxed out for what they have, and this seems to be doing the best numbers. When it comes to the pets, they're using Slime King, Elsa, and Freya. I've seen a lot of people talking about getting that Fierce skill stat inside there, but a lot of the other skills that they're going for inside their pet build and also inside their gems, and even the Psionics are going to be a lot about rage recovery, a lot about combo rate, crit rate, and even those skills for the daggers. For the heroes, I'm still seeing a lot of people using the Ghost Princess with the Knight of the End. However, though, they are using the Ranger Legacy, which is giving those crit bonuses and kind of focusing more around the dagger, which if you remember way back, which everybody gave me a hard time about, I said this was the one to go for the Whisperer here, and I got a lot of slack back on it, the fact that the Ghost Legacy was the best one. But it seems like this one's back in, so I guess I was right all along. As far as the brands, they're not using the Murloc to get the extra combo rate because they're grabbing that from elsewhere through gems, skills, or even having that 5-star Diego. But what they are using is the Wild Vulture to get that combo +1. They're using the Undead Swordsman to get super crits out of it, double the crit damage. And then they're also going and using the Joker to help out with those daggers and even get some extra rage recovery. And then of course that White Robe Wizard is just absolutely nuts with the increase to the crit rate. But like I said on this one, the main goal is getting that whole rage loop, or getting as much rage as proccing as possible. When it comes to using the Gargarian there, or what a lot of them are calling GGR, they're trying to get that actual poop skill, and the fact that all the missiles are technically turning into daggers, and then all the regular daggers are turning into poop, so it puts out some pretty decent damage numbers for the actual dagger skill. But I don't know about this one. Should I go and use some swap talisman, try to build this thing again? I don't have everything maxed out, so don't know how well it's going to perform. So let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see a player at 4.58 trillion CP, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.